Pickles McGillicuddy, alongside my co-host, Two Slabs Don't Make an Omelet, the all-exclusive PlayStation podcast. X's ain't for O's, but you gotta be a square to see my triangle.
What?
That's a long title. That's the name of the show. X's ain't for O's, but you gotta be a square to see my triangle.
No.
Welcome to the Atari podcast, where we talk about everything Atari. It's still here.
Oh my God.
To this day. Welcome to the Sega podcast. Nomad Land.
Oh God, no. A podcast that's only about the Sega Nomad would be like 2 episodes, and that's it. Hell, it's one. You can get the whole thing done in an hour.
No, it's about Sega, but it's called Nomad's Land.
That's a terrible.
Nomad's Land.
Oh my God.
It's like a no man's land, but it's Nomad's Land because the Sega Nomad was a system. That was just a Genesis in your hands.
Welcome to Sewer Sharkin', your Sewer Shark podcast.
That just doesn't hit. You gotta have something creative. You gotta have like the AMV special or something like that. Welcome to Night Trap.
Where we talk about trucks.
The only official Night Trap American Trucking Simulator podcast. Where all we talk about is Night Trap and American Trucking Simulator.
That is incredibly specific. Woo!
Fine. Welcome to Jump In, Play More. Is that what you want? Is that what you want to hear?
That's all I needed.
Fine.
Now I can go change my draws.
Fine. Shit. Hate this show. All we do is talk about the color green. I hate green.
Like, what about like light green?
My favorite color is dark green. Forest green, to be specific. Ah, good old forest green. That's a color. I'm iChrisPanda. Looks like Foxxy Steve.
I don't even know where to like begin the opening for this when I edit this back. Oh my God.
You're gonna have to listen to it, man. What the fuck? Where? Huh? That's why I can't wait. On today's episode, I mean it. I mean it. I know you couldn't hear it, but I shrugged my shoulders because this week sucks.
It's a light news week.
This is about to be a short episode because y'all don't deserve any more of your time wasted trying to figure out what is it about Xbox this week that's got me so just erect with emotion instead of flaccid.
Well, if you want to see what's going to get us erect, then it's going to be subscribing to this.
Continue.
We need to go ahead and subscribe to the channel, okay? And go ahead and like this video, comment on it, and be sure to click the bell for future uploads of our glorious podcast. And if you are an audio listener, if you want to go ahead and just find us on those audio channels, you can do that because we're on all podcast services around the globe. Just be sure to look up Jump In, Play More on your Spotifys and your Googles and your Apples. Be sure to give us a 5-star rating so I can feed all the cats in the neighborhood. And yeah, that about covers the housekeeping. Be sure to check out our GM mode videos too that we just uploaded one today. It's highly entertaining. Lots of twists and turns. Emotional roller coaster of a series, I think. And yeah.
So today's show, it's news. That's about it. First bit of news. Death Stranding coming to Game Pass on PC.
Woo! For the people who are excited for Death Stranding. Are you excited for Death Stranding on PC?
No.
Yeah, me neither. But it is a huge title. Needless to say, it's a huge title for people who are into the Kojima games that are not called Metal Gear. So it's interesting. It's only coming to PC and not the console. It's kind of a strange.
Death Stranding's not on Xbox at all.
Oh, maybe because of whatever contract they had before. Because I think it was a PlayStation exclusive originally.
Exclusive game.
And then it came to PC already. And so yeah, I guess PC Game Pass is open. Makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah. That coming there just means maybe that other things that are also normally console exclusive could also hit PC Game Pass in the future. Possibly. That's what I think.
I don't have any thoughts on it. I'm just like, hey, it's coming. So if you don't know and you're just listening and you're like, oh shit, there you go. That's what I got for you. Get the fuck out of here. Next bit of news. Halo Infinite is getting playlist update, and it might already be in play. Not sure. Haven't played Halo Infinite. Don't plan to it. It's getting a ranked doubles playlist. Ranked doubles is been a playlist staple since 2, maybe 3, one of the 2. So I guess it's good to see back. Stellar. I don't care. I'm not gonna hold you.
They haven't really given us a reason to care.
I don't care. What am I gonna do? Be happy that I have issues like connecting and staying in a lobby? Be happy that there's 6 maps in the game? I know there's not, but just bear with the joke, people. Am I supposed to be happy that you have content coming and it's still not out yet? And it's August. It's almost a year into the life cycle, and I know it's coming. I've been a part of the playtest for co-op, but the problem is I can't play the co-op playtest because I have to fucking talk to people to get invites. You can't just matchmake to do a co-op. You have to know somebody with it already, or go to their Discord or something and be like, hey, let's try co-op. I don't have the time to coordinate that shit. I just want to be able to, like, all right, let me test it, jump on. Okay, here's my thoughts, go on about my business. I haven't done it. And the Forge stuff is being play tested as well. Several videos have surfaced for it, between community creations being made with the bevy of tools apparently in this Forge mode. People have remade Ascension, fan favorite map since about Halo 2. Been in damn near every single Halo since. People have been making levels out of like nothing to just make like the opening PT thing, which is the PT thing, because that's all PT was a demo. I've seen people make Call of Duty Zombies even with the barriers being rebuilt.
Wow.
So I'm like, okay.
I saw the Mario Kart bananas.
People have made whole things out of bananas. So I'm like, okay, that's neat. And apparently there was also 2 maps leaked that are potentially probably made from Forge. That would be Cataract and Solitude. The maps look pretty, but like I said, they were kind of leaked by somebody who's been in the Forge program looking at data. Apparently there'll be big team battle maps made from Forge. The problem is, between the co-op and the Forge, there's no date. There's no time frame of when this will be publicly open for every player to experience. And it's hindering the fucking game, goddammit. It's taking forever. Forge maps, fantastic. Are they a replacement for bigger maps? Not necessarily, but some people have the creativity to make these Forge maps look like they were a part of the game all along. So I think that's what they're hoping for, is that now, once that tool gets out, the community creates maps that they can put into the playlist rotation, that if people like them enough, and if they like them enough, it works good enough for that to happen. But we're just waiting and waiting and waiting.
Yeah, I think when Forge drops, that'll breathe a lot of new life.
I don't.
Okay.
I'm being horrifically, brutally, murderally honest here. Yeah, that word ain't real.
Nope.
Don't care. But you know why? because this game is fucking dying. They've killed their game by minimal support. Minimal support is a real thing, and it really bleeds nothing. Like, the thing about like Call of Duty in comparison is that they've put out content for their games consistently, and they have these teams of people putting out consistent content for their multiplayer suite, because that's where most players go to, especially with Halo Infinite being free for multiplayer. You would kind of want to have the additional resources to put the free content into, so that people can want to come in, play it consistently, drop the extra e-currency into the game for the battle pass stuff like skips or the extra cosmetics, but none of it is happening right now. It's too slow. You launched with a very small amount of multiplayer maps. You launched without the ability to create maps, which, granted, Call of Duty doesn't have. No other first-person shooter, I think, has that currently anyway. It's just Halo. And it really hinders it because there's nothing in the game. I think Forge will give a little bit of a bump, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I don't think it's going to be substantial because it's too late. It's too little too late. I think the people who want to play Halo will play it. I don't see anybody new actually going to be like, oh, sweet, Halo has more stuff in it, now I'll actually stick around and play it. No. This is probably the best game to have flopped ever. Halo Infinite, fantastic game, and it's flopping. And I'm watching it consistently flop because I follow it, and there, you know, this is how I know that this is not going well. Halo 3 had a multiplayer map pack. Had like 2 of them. I remember post-launch support. Mm-hmm. Then it came out with ODST, which had all the map packs along with new maps, which was like 10 or 12 extra maps or something like that. And that was like within a span of a year or 2 years after Halo 3's launch. This is Infinite, and it is five games maybe, something like that, since Halo 3. Reach, Halo Wars 2, 4, and 5. Yeah, wow, I actually got it right. 5 games in between the latest Halo thing, and even the RTS games got support. This is sad. It's actually sad. Where's Gears of War?
Yeah, Gears. Oh man, we probably won't. We probably won't hear anything about Gears till next year, the earliest.
Where's my Gears BR so I can be mad that this doesn't work right? I joke, but who knows? I don't think they'll put a BR in it, but BR is like the common trend for so many games. Problem is, so many companies don't know how to excel at making a proper battle royale mode that people want to continually come back to. I like Horizon a lot. I like Forza Horizon quite a bit. I think the game is exceptionally fun. I don't really play or race against people because it's not my bag. It never has been for racing games. It's very rare when I race other people. So when they had a BR mode, I thought it was inventive and unique, and I wanted to play it. But because of the way Forza Horizon is set up, you have to drive to the BR location on the map, and you can't really play with friends. You kind of have to sync it up so that the two of you potentially could play together and then race in a BR match that may have you all inside of it. Mm-hmm. It doesn't work. Why is it I can't just press start, pull up the menu, and then select the Dominator?
Yeah.
Why is that not an option?
It's weird.
So if Gears makes a BR game, it'll be not like that. But the problem is, Gears is a cover-based shooter.
I would like beers.
Gears of War is a cover-based shooter, and trying to think of how to make that game a battle royale seems very confusing.
Yeah.
So it won't be. I'm calling it now for all you Gears fans. Perfect Dark, whenever that releases, whenever we see something about it, it may have something similar to a battle royale mode. I think that'll work. If it's put in a futuristic setting with futuristic things, I think it may make for a very interesting way to handle VR. Who knows? Who knows? The point I'm trying to make is Microsoft is failing me. God damn it. I didn't suck off Bill Gates' dick for nothing.
Well. Oh, Jesus. It's got the crazy eyes.
I kid. I've never met Bill Gates. But if I did, goddammit, no.
that dick would get sucked so hard.
Yes, Mr. Gates. Yes, I'll suck those penis.
I mean, I agree with, I guess, most everything you said there. I mean, Halo is floundering, and it has been for a while. And Forge, when I say a new breath, I mean it's like I said, it'll bring some people back, but it's not going to be this huge thing because it is too late. I mean, the game can have a long tail on it. I mean, it's not a guarantee the game can't come back from where it's at, but it would take a lot, and it wouldn't be overnight. It would take some time. So yeah, I don't know what 343 is gonna have to do beyond that. I mean, I really wish they could just completely redo their entire season pass setup, because a lot of that doesn't really promote going back in and playing it a bunch because it just wasn't engaging enough to do it in the first place.
The problem is and we've talked about this so extensively on this podcast, it's like I feel like a broken record. The problem is the way the season pass is structured. You don't feel like you're making any progress when you play it. Yes, the season pass length is long. Yes, there's a bevy of content, and yes, you can just unlock it gradually, whatever, that's fine. But it's handled so horrifically, it's just not fun. It's like, never have I ever wanted to play a Halo game where I have to do 20 complete matches to get an armor piece for my shoulder that I can't see that looks damn near the same as all the other shoulder pieces. It doesn't really do shit. Know why Call of Duty Season Pass works? They incorporated one with their Warzone, which is completely separate. Makes sense. Fine. But there's weapon camos, there's XP, there's currency to use in their shop. So that's cool. There's costumes for the guns. There's costumes for the characters. And that's cool, right? Halo is a creationist game, so you're making your Spartan out, and I get that they're like, here's these armor pieces that we've created for you, and here's some colors for you. But the colors fucking suck. You're not getting the ability to pick every color on your Spartan. No, you get to select a color bubble where you get to put the color that you want, and it'll just automatically apply instead of being able to say, oh, I want a red helmet, blue body, and green arms. No, it's like, here's this color bubble of red, blue, and green, and we'll put it where we think it looks best. So it's like, okay, that eliminates the fun. It's like, imagine if you're creating it. You know what? Good example. I played Naruto Shinobi Strikers just the other day. I don't recommend it. It's kind of dull. But it's not for me, clearly. So some of you may find great enjoyment in that game. And I apologize to all of you that are saying, that game's good, you know what you're talking about. I don't care. The creation suite in the beginning of it is terrible. But you have to play the game to unlock the extra stuff for your character to create in there. But it's all kind of samey. There's like 4 vests, and they all just have like a small difference in them. So it's like that in Halo, except you don't have a season pass to go through. They give you season pass that you can just pay for, and then you unlock stuff throughout the season as well. Halo Infinite is just, it never feels like it's doing what's best for the player. It's doing what's best for their time's sake. It's like they're trying to compete with the clock to try and output their not profit margin. They're trying to output their content to make a profit, but the output is so bad. It's so bad. Even like I said with Call of Duty and their season pass gimmick, they'll put the season pass out. They'll put out maybe a map or 2 each season, right? But midway through the season, they also put out like another map. Then they put out special events and another special event like character or something like that. Halo has not done that.
They haven't. It's been very dull.
Hell, what's even worse when you think about it, Halo Infinite is the 6th mainline Halo title in terms of like numerical order, even though it doesn't have one.
Yeah.
Actually, it's like 7 because Reach exists.
True.
But it's in like the first-person shooter thing, there's so many maps from this fucking game series. There's not a repeating map. Not a single one. There is no ascension. There is no coagulation. There's nothing. Why is it so... There's no Beaver Creek. And I'm not saying you have to name these things exactly, but you know why Call of Duty works? Because when they're like, man, we need some new maps. People like old maps. Let's put them in the new game. Guess what? People will play the new game to play those old maps.
They will.
Because they like them.
The reason Nuketown comes back around.
Every Black Ops game has fucking Nuketown in it, and it always fucking succeeds, and it's always in rotation because people like playing that shit. People love playing Halo maps, Coagulation, or Blood Gulch, Beaver Creek, Ascension, the maps that you've been playing. Why is it they're not in Halo Infinite? If my first goal as a Halo designer for the team was like, okay, I don't know how much work it takes to make a map. I'm not a video game designer. I cannot speak on how long it takes to actually do this work. However, I am a person who did do Forge in Halo 3. That's my knowledge of Forge. I tried it in Halo Reach, and I was like, this is cool, but I didn't want to invest a lot of my time into trying to make everything work, but I did understand how it worked. You can remake these maps so easily in Forge, but guess what? Forge ain't fucking out yet. So the problem is, and I guarantee this is what they're going to have happen, they're waiting for Forge to be fully released so that fans can remake the maps that we like, because their Forge editor, from all the leaks and all the videos I've seen, looks extensive and very, very complex. Like, the people who love Forge, they're spending time in Forge. It's the end-all be-all map creator, it looks like. So we're going to get the details and the minutia of a map like Beaver Creek or Coagulation or Ascension, and I'm sure there's a lot more maps and I just can't remember the names of them. I know what they look like. The Halo 3 beta map comes to mind with the big river in the middle and the laser gun and the downed pelican.
Oh yeah.
I just don't remember the name of it. I think somebody's was working on that, and I think I saw a small snippet of it. That sounds cool. I'm perfectly fine with a lot of these maps returning. But they're just waiting for Forge. And when Forge comes out, I guarantee we'll see them. I'm sure of it. And they're going to get play tested and worked around enough so that we can have them. Hell, right now, the stuff that they're doing for like the people that are play testing Forge, I guarantee they're having them put the best effort in to make those Forge maps so that when Forge fully releases, they have a Forge map playlist. But it's just like, god damn, you guys are taking forever. Like, actually forever. Not to mention, like, the weapons in the game don't fully fit the old aesthetic of Halo, so you gotta have to deal with people in their dichotomy of new weaponry and how that works in the old maps. It's so much. It's so much. And Halo Infinite, it kind of pisses me off. Halo Infinite just pisses me off.
It's a frustrating situation when you have a game that's so fun to play at its core, but it's so frustrating with the package that's around it. It's like, come on, why have 31? You've got vanilla right. You got vanilla right, but now we can't get the other flavors.
It's like going to Baskin Robbins and hoping you can get chocolate, and they fresh out.
Yeah.
But they sure do have vanilla, and they got chocolate syrup, but they can't mix them together. It's like, what you got the ingredients there, just fucking do it. And they're like, nope.
Nah, I want ice cream.
So you get stranded and stuck. But that's enough of Halo. I'm done with it. When new stuff drops for Halo, you'll hear me talk about it and say that's what's happening. I'm not ranting any more about Halo Infinite.
No more.
No more.
We're cutting it. This is it.
I'm sick of coming on this podcast to talk about how much I fucking hate Halo Infinite. And it's not that I actually hate it. I just hate the state it's in.
Yes, that is the situation.
So, yeah. Other news? There ain't none. Surprise. I told you this podcast was about to be short as fuck.
It's just been quiet on all fronts right now. So
there isn't anything crazy. There isn't any Gears news. There isn't any Perfect Dark Fable.
No,
there was like a Redfall trailer recently, but you're not gonna hear us talk about Redfall because
we don't
really care
about Redfall.
I think I'm waiting for Redfall to release. Because right now, every time I see Redfall, I'm getting Borderlands vibes And is that a bad thing? Not necessarily, but it's making me question whether or not these people that are making Redfall understand that the drop-off rate after is really bad. And I know Borderlands 3 came out. I played Borderlands 2 a lot. I know you did as well. Never beat it. Neither one of us have ever beaten Borderlands 2. We've always gotten very far in the game. I can actually tell you we've gotten really close to the game. We're like 3/4 of the game, and we just stopped playing. We're just like, this is becoming a tiresome grind.
Caustic Caverns. We get there, it's done.
Borderlands 3. I played it. I have 4 hours in it. I have no desire to play that game again. I uninstalled it. It's literally the same thing with better guns. The guns, way cooler. I can admit that. The weaponry in Borderlands 3, off immediate like interaction, it's really cool. Like there's a lot of actually cool weapons you get from like gray weapons to blue weapons before you start getting like the crazy purple and orange weapons. And I'm like, okay, this is cool. But I don't want to play this anymore. I'm already bored. The environment's not hitting for me. The characters aren't really doing it. The storytelling, the comedy, none of Borderlands is interesting. And I think Redfall is trying that because it's like kind of funny with the characters.
Yeah, I mean, from what little bit we've seen of it, you know, it's like you said, it's best to just kind of wait until that thing comes out, since we haven't really gotten the full picture of it. And honestly, from what the devs have said about the game versus what I've seen, don't correlate. They're saying that it's more open, that it's all these things, and it's story based, and I'm just not seeing how it's elevated beyond a Back 4 Blood clone.
I don't see a Back 4 Blood clone. Thankfully, I don't see that. I literally see a Borderlands clone. I can tell the difference. I can at least tell you that. But I'm also not paying attention to it because I don't care.
Yeah, I'm not seeing as much Borderlands as I'm seeing Back 4 Blood. I mean, Borderlands has all the different guns. I don't know what Redfall has to compare it to Borderlands.
The 4-player co-op. I don't think it has the looting system of Borderlands. But Back 4 Blood is literally, here's the map, you run from point A to point B, and that's it. Borderlands has at least an open kind of environment to tackle the mission structure and how you go from point A to point B. So that's where I'm getting the aesthetic from, not the weaponry. Weaponry is, you get what you get. But you're not getting anything more or less from that. So,
yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, besides that, only other thing I know of is that the Activision purchase by Microsoft has been approved by Saudi Arabia. Great. Whatever. It's just another country in a long list of countries that have to get the thing approved in. But that's it. That's all I got.
All I'm going to say is just tune in next week. I believe next week, or the week after, is Gamescom.
Yeah.
So there'll be actual news. Hopefully. I'm going to say that. Hopefully. Because, I mean, Gamescom is... Okay, there's E3. There's Gamescom, Tokyo Game Show, Game Awards, and then it kind of like is, there's just like dead space in between all these other like time frames. But those are the big news things. I think when we start getting closer to like Black Friday-ish, we'll probably do like a Black Friday special. I'm just going to give you a list
like
of
buyer's guide.
Yeah, I'm going to give you guys like a list of what our itinerary is for the foreseen future. October, expect us to kind of recommend some spooky games that you can probably play on Xbox or at least Game Pass on PC. Yeah, and other than that, nothing I can think of.
Yeah, you know, we're in that slow period, you know.
Madden's out.
Ooh.
It's Madden season. So much more. Throwing footballs. I know this has nothing to do with Xbox, but if you're a Madden player, do not buy Madden on Steam.
Oh, is it bad?
Madden on Steam is the Xbox One and PS4 version. And this is like the second or third year they've done this.
Oh my God.
They have consistently not given the players on PC the Xbox Series version or the PlayStation 5 version. So you're literally getting the older version, which this year I actually hear makes a difference because the newer version actually has dynamic movement. And the game apparently is still not worth $60 unless you're playing for the player updates. EA is floundering with this series. And I'm not going to lie to you, it's making me very nervous for NCAA. because Madden has not been good, like actually really good, in like, what year is it? 2023 is the one that just came out.
Mm-hmm. Like 3 or 4 years?
I'd say like 5 or 6.
Oof. Wow.
It's literally kind of been the same game. Ultimate Team, some weird road to the player show match, my player thing that's kind of butt, and franchise that doesn't really get enough love. They're just making money because people need football to play.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I feel really bad for NCAA. I hope they actually take the time and make like a college thing where it's like you got 4 years to make your player look amazing and you get to live the life. The last really great like experience I had with that was NCAA 06, where you were able to create your player and you got to play through 4 years of college, and you had to go to class and you had to like pass your tests in order to be able to play in the game, or else they would literally sideline you because you didn't do well. And there was a lot of like things outside of the actual game of football that you had to like choose to make your process better. And I want stuff like that. I think more sports games need to take advantage of that. And I know sports games are multi-platform, but this is literally the sports game season of apocalypse. Because Madden's come out. I think FIFA's not too far around the bend. Then there's like NHL and NBA. All these sports games literally like to come out compounded on top of one another within like the next 1 to 2 months. So if you're a sports fan, you're going to be playing sports games out your ass. Now, if you don't care about every sport, then you're probably fine. You're probably going to play like 2K, and you're going to drop $150 on this championship edition, which is neat. And I only say that version is worth it, not because of the extra game content you get, but because you get the My Pass for the the NBA TV League Pass. So you get to watch the NBA League Pass for the whole season, which is a year. And then that is like a $250 value. So you're getting like $100 off of that. And you get your NBA 2K fix and all this other extra shit that you care about. But we're not a sports game podcast. We're an Xbox games podcast. So guess what we ain't going into any more depth about? That shit. Guess what we are going into in depth about? Motherfucking Game Pass Pick of the Week.
Pick of the Week. Game Pass Pick of the Week.
What the fuck is my Game Pass Pick of the Week? I'll tell you what my Game Pass Pick of the Week is. Nothing. I hate games. You guys get nothing and you like it. It's Dandy Ace. Dandy Ace is a roguelike game where you play as a magician in a kind of a magician-esque world where you pick up magical cards and use them as attack. And it's okay. I don't think it's amazing by any stretch of the imagination. I think if you like Hades or any roguelike game, you'll probably enjoy it. It's fun for a short It's fun for a short burst of time, but I don't think it's going to hold your attention as much as like Hades does or Dead Cells, but I do think it's fun. I do recommend you try it because you may want to play the game longer than I did. So I'd say check it out. It's on Game Pass on Xbox and on PC. So give it a whirly dermish.
Awesome. My pick of the week is going to be Death's Door. I really enjoyed what I played of it. It's similar to games like Tunic, somewhat similar to games like Hades. The only big difference between that and a roguelike like Hades is when you die in Death's Door, you don't go all the way back to the beginning. It's more checkpointed than that. But it still has the discoverability within the levels of kind of like a Souls-like game. You're unlocking new abilities as you go. I really enjoy the aesthetic and the music of it. I actually like it a bit more than Tunic, which I played as well, and then both of them are pretty highly praised games. But if you like something like Tunic or a game like Hades or other isometric kind of exploration games where you're beating up shit, then I recommend Death's Door.
Cool. So we're gonna close this show out. Like I said, this is not a long one. You can power through this boy. And if you have suggestions on what we should talk about, let us know. Because if there ain't no news next week, then we gonna have to figure it out. And it's best if somebody tells us ahead of time.
We don't need ourselves a topic of the show.
Just something shit. So we're gonna finish it off with a guess that game, not a character.
Okay. Might be a little easier. Might be harder. Who knows?
I had a brain fart. My whole mouth was agape, and now the worst part is I had a game for you to guess, and I forgot it. And the worst part is I just thought of it within the span of 2 minutes ago, and I already forgot it.
Awesome.
But now I have another game that is not the game I originally chose, which is very upsetting to me. Because I'm like, what the fuck was the game I just chose? And now I'm like, damn, I'm an idiot. 1 minute on the clock. Big Foxxy Steve, are you ready?
Yes.
And begin.
Is it an ongoing franchise?
No.
All right. Is it a Xbox exclusive?
No.
All right. So it's multi-platform. Was this a platformer?
No.
Okay. Is it a shooter?
No.
All right. Does it have a female character?
Yeah.
Okay. Was this on the most recent generation of consoles?
No.
All right. Was this on the PS2 generation of consoles?
Yep.
Okay. Was it on all those platforms?
Yep.
Okay. Is it a third-person action game?
No.
Okay. Is this a you level up in it, like an RPG type of thing?
No.
Okay. Does the main character wear a hat?
No.
Okay.
Boy, howdy, you were asking those questions mighty short. I was like, man, he is just like trying to formulate questions to ask, and it is.
You know, you try to narrow down what the generation is. To see
You were just like, no.
systems.
I'm like, man, he's stalling for time, and a minute is not that long.
It isn't that long. Jesus.
What's your guess? Because you ain't gonna get it off the questions you asked. I'm already painfully aware. But if you had to take a guess, what would it be?
I don't know. Jade Empire?
Nope.
Yeah, what is it?
SSX Tricky.
That was, yep.
You were way over there, Morty, and I was like way in the Alps, and you were on the fucking beach. That's why I'm like, he's like third person action. I'm like, no, female character, yeah, but
because there's a female character in it. Great.
So like he's going
amidst multiple types of characters.
Because you're going everywhere. I was like, God damn. I thought you would just start raining down, bam, 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 until I say yes, but you never did. You were trying to be too narrow for it. Matter of fact, we got time to kill. Do me.
Oh, Jesus.
Think of a game and do me. Just do me, Steve. Do me.
Fine. Great. Ready.
All right. And go. Is the game on current generation?
No.
360.
No.
PS2.
No.
N64.
No.
SNES?
Nope.
Regular Nintendo?
No.
Xbox One and PS4?
No.
What the fuck? Atari?
No. I'm surprised you're not.
Arcade?
No.
Fam, I'm literally naming every generation.
You
what
missed.
The fuck? Arcade, Nintendo, SNES, Genesis, PS1 and PS2, Xbox, GameCube.
There you go. Xbox.
I said generation. Okay, thank you. Xbox generation. Is it a platformer?
Yes.
Is the main character a human?
No.
Okay, is it Blinks the cat?
Bingo.
Bam. 9 seconds left. I had to hammer it in. I said generation. You just said.
Oh, you said generation. I thought you meant like the actual the console.
No,
I didn't hear Xbox One. I heard PlayStation 2 and GameCube. I didn't hear Xbox.
Yeah, because I was like, is it on current generation? And then I started going through the generational.
Okay,
cycles.
so yes, so you're talking about the entire generation.
Yeah,
That. Gotcha.
All right.
Well, you nailed it. Congratulations. Here's your invisible cake.
Sweet. All right. You ever fart in a cake?
Take us home, Chris.
All right, on behalf of myself and Foxxy Steve, I'm iChrisPanda, and you've been listening to Jump In, Play More. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe in this video. And if you're an audio listener, be sure to give us 5 stars on any audio device that you're listening to, whether that be your phone, tablet, computer, or car radio, because I don't know if your car radio can just pick up a podcast. I don't know how cars work. And also, be sure to listen to us on everything and rate us highly. That's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, Space Cloud. You know what I'm saying? All them clouds, just every cloud. And yeah, well, thank you for this episode, and we'll see you next week where hopefully there will be something to report. Until next time, keep your tips frosted. And fuck Tony the Tiger.
Goodbye.
That tiger owes me fucking money.